Hey everybody, it's Melissa. I've been getting asked non-stop when there'd be samples available for White Incense by Precious Liquid, and I'm very happy to say that there's finally a travel box. I got this in the mail today with this, and at first I'm like, you know, what is this? Is it like a nice little letter or something? But it's even better. Samples, baby. Well, I don't know if you can call these. They're the test strips. Basically, if you've never seen these before, you take them out and then they already sprayed the fragrance on it so you could see what it smells like on a test strip. So that's pretty dope. With this, they got Tobacco Royale, which in my opinion isn't my personal favorite, but a lot of my followers that love tobacco and really like those kind of outgoing niche scents, they love Tobacco Royale. I always say Royale, but I'm going to keep saying Royale. Juniper Oud, which is a fresh one, but honestly, this one I don't really rock with as much. I think I have reviews on every single one of these fragrances. The top two, not my personal favorites, but they're fragrances I know my followers would love, all right? Especially specifically if you're into like the really, like more so unique, bold stuff, I should say. Oud Symphony is one that in the opening is kind of crazy, but as it settles down, you're like, oh damn, it's pretty fruity, and then it has like some rum that's kind of going on in the background with that oud. So it's also just a more daring fragrance, but it is mass appealing when it kind of settles a little bit, which is pretty awesome. And Turquoise Water, which in my opinion is the most mass appealing out of all of these scents and the easiest one to wear and to blind buy if that's something you like. This one gives hot surfer vibes, okay? But this is the box, baby. All right, this box right here, let's see it. It still has the tape on it. I have yet to open it because I wanted to do that with y'all here, okay? So let me see. All right, here we go. I'll let you guys see it. Well, it's bubble wrapped, I think, but we're opening it that way anyways. So in here we got 3 fragrances, okay? So these gotta be like the 10 ml travel size vials. So it comes with Blue Agave, and then it comes with White Incense and Rose Blanch. Now let me kind of go through these fragrances real quick in case you haven't smelled them or in case you're interested, because these are the 3 fragrances I picked for the travel box for my followers. This is the only time and place right now, at least, that you can get a little vial of White Incense, because I know the fragrance is kind of pricey for a lot of people, but if you want it this way, at least it's gonna be more affordable, and then you get also 2 other fragrances included. I have the link where you can get it in the description box below in case you want. As far as I know, that's the only place you can get it right now, because this is just limited for my followers before everybody else, you know, finds out about White Incense being fully released, because it's still not available on discount sites as of yet. All right, it's just us rocking with it for the month of July. But Rose Blanch, let me show you real quick. The reason I put it on here is because this is one of my favorite feminine fragrances from this house. And I was really happy when I found out that they did the bigger size bottle of it, because when I first smelled this, it was just the 50 ml bottle. And this, of course, is a rose dominant fragrance, but it's rose done so well. It's very fresh and a perfect fresh out the shower scent. That's the first time I actually smelled this fragrance, by the way, was on a girl when she applied it after she took a shower. And I can't lie, it was super, super attractive. So if you're somebody that lives in a warm area, I know it's summertime right now, and with your experience, you love rose, but sometimes with rose fragrances, they're kind of synthetic or kind of smell a little bit too mature, right? There are some rosy scents that go a bit grandma-esque, and some people don't want to smell like that, right? They would just prefer that really bright rose scent that, you know, you get maybe on like a lunchtime date or something. You're like, oh my God, these are so nice. These are so pretty. You know, it's just so refreshing. And it's so beautiful and elegant too. Like, this is the perfect signature scent for somebody looking for something feminine, mass appealing, but at the same time unique, because again, this fragrance is so under the radar. Even in the niche fragrance community, people don't really know about it, but this is actually my favorite rose fragrance. And it's so funny because when I was asking about the availability of White Incense for samples for my followers, and they offered the chance to do a travel box like this one right here, when I said I wanted Rose Blanch in there, and I talked to Richard, who's the perfumer of this house, he was like, really, Rose Blanch? Are you sure about that one? That doesn't really seem to be your vibe, but it's not something I would personally wear, but this is something that would make me go nuts if a girl wore it, and it has made me go nuts. So it's just very, very lovable. If you like fragrances such as Delina La Rose, you're gonna love Rose Blanch, hands down. Okay, so I'll save White Incense for last because I got a story about this scent over the past weekend. Okay, but the next one here is Blue Agave, baby. This fragrance I've had quite the interesting journey with, because again, I first tried it with the 50 ml, and then they rolled out with the 75. So the 75 ml version of this fragrance, which is this juice right here, is doubled in concentration, because I believe the brand is slowly phasing out of the 50 mls, but they straight up doubled the concentration of Blue Agave. So it's much more long lasting and just much more of this powerhouse scent. Again, this is basically a summer vibe, this entire box right here. But the great thing about these fragrances is even if you live where it's cold, you could still rock these scents because they have the performance as if they're wintertime fragrances. So that's the usual downside people have with freshies, is they'll last maybe 3 to 5 hours max, and then people are like, damn, is it even worth it because it's not even performing? But these perform. So perfect, versatile signature scents. Blue Agave also kind of gives me the hot surfer vibe, but the way I like to describe it is, imagine you're having like a summer fling and you're taking like body shots on the beach. You know what I'm saying? Like you go on the boardwalk and it's just like, it's a hot, steamy day with somebody you're super attracted to. You're flirting, there's tension. You're not like together yet, but it's like that kind of beginning phase where you're both super excited and bubbly to be around each other and you can't get enough of each other, right? So that's what Blue Agave reminds me of. It's just like that flirting stage when everyone around you is also starting to catch eyes of like, is something happening with these two people? Like, what's going on over here? All right. So to me, Blue Agave is unisex, but I think it still goes a little bit more in the masculine direction. And for the people that have heard me talk about how much I love salt and pepper, Blue Agave is what I recommend to y'all, just because with S&P, very sexy to the ladies, but with a lot of guys, they don't understand the appeal of it, and it is a more masculine fragrance. So there's kind of that disconnect of, what, it's basic, I don't get the appeal, right? Whereas with Blue Agave, the appeal is there just on a general level. You wear this and you're gonna go, okay, yeah, that thing's super hot, very attractive. So wear this on a beach date, wear it if you're doing anything activity based, it's so fire. But also it smells really good, like if you're wearing it in a professional setting too. Let's say you're somebody that wants to go surfing before work. You wake up at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning to go get a quick surf session in. You shower up, throw on this fragrance, and then, you know, you go to work. It smells super good. Or if you wear this even while you're surfing, and then you kind of smell Blue Agave and then the salty seawater on you at work, that's also super hot. So just kind of like be careful with it, because this thing it's very attractive. And this does last over 12 hours, this concentration right here. And last, but certainly not least, White Incense. All right, this one has been my favorite fragrance since I got it like a month ago. It's probably been 6 weeks since I've had it, and I actually brought the bottle of it to Pride this past weekend, and I was getting nonstop compliments on it. It's very interesting because I was actually asked to bring the bottle because it's just been, how do I say this? It's been getting a lot of positive. There's been a lot of love. So the girl I was talking to was like, can you bring like the whole bottle? I want to be able to smell it on you. So I wore it when I got there, like Saturday to Monday, and just nonstop. Every time I'd be giving people hugs, they're like, oh, you smell so good. And there would be girls that would come up to me that recognized me, and they'd give me a hug and they'd be like, oh my God, you smell so good. And they were just in love with this scent. My God, sorry. They were just in love with this scent. So like I've said so many times, okay, like this is, if I had to compare this fragrance with another familiar scent to y'all, I'd probably say Acqua di Gio Profumo, specifically the Profumo, but that just way leveled up and just much more, yeah, just a niche version of that already desired and loved fragrance that I believe is discontinued. I could be wrong, but I think it is the Profumo that's discontinued. But this scent has the likability for everybody. The people I was around, yeah, they wore fragrances, right? But they weren't fragrance lovers that were consuming content on the daily or even watching YouTube videos like this, right? This is just like, these are your average people, just like women that I was around that whole entire time, and they they loved this fragrance. So when I tell you, when I said in that first video that I made, or even the recent videos I've made of this fragrance, that it's clearing like 99.9% of my collection, I seriously mean that, because it's rare to get a fragrance that I try and I'm like, holy shit, I love it, first of all, and I want to keep wearing it, but also when I wear it out, the response I'm getting is even better than what I feel about the fragrance. So it's one thing to enjoy what you wear, but then it's even better also when people around you are going even more just nuts about the smell of it. Also, performance here is it's over 12 hours for sure. You can watch my full video of what the breakdown of this fragrance is, if that's kind of what you want to look at, all the the specifications of like notes and things like that. But I'm very excited that you guys are now able to get this fragrance in this travel size box. I think that it's perfect. As far as price goes, I believe it was priced at $75 for this, but thankfully for y'all, I was able to negotiate at $10 less, so it's automatically $65 for you guys. You get 3 fragrances right here. One for, and also white incense, I'd say goes a little bit more on the masculine side as well. So we got one that's masculine, one that's more feminine. Blue agave, a little more masculine, but there's a lot of women that still really love to wear that fragrance as well. So I'll say more on the unisex side. So if you also want to gift it to somebody, that's super dope too. But yeah, when you guys try this fragrance, when you try white incense, please let me know what you think, because the comments I've been getting in my comment section on TikTok, IG, YouTube, and the DMs I've been getting on TikTok and Instagram are going crazy. Like, people are like, Melissa, I wore this and the ladies have been loving it. And it's so true. Like, it is no exaggeration. The videos that I've been making about this fragrance, it's all come from personal experience and just sharing that with y'all of, hey, I wore this fragrance and this is the type of reactions that I got. And it's just all been positive. This scent, and what I love about it is, even though it's pretty powerful, it's not nauseating. It's not sharp. It's not something where you're like, oh, that's too much and you get migraines, right? I think if you're somebody with fragrance sensitivity, because even for myself, I'm a little bit sensitive with very strong fragrances, I don't get that way with white incense. Then again, I think over the weekend, the max I sprayed was 7. Like, I did 1 behind each ear, the back of my neck, the backs of my shoulder blades, and then also just like the fronts right here. Because I'm like, you know what? Let's see how this thing goes. And it was pushing this, and not in an obnoxious way, but it was noticeable to the people I wanted it to be noticeable to. And it was just like, hands down, a super sexy fragrance. Okay, so again, I'll be done rambling about it right now, at least in this video. But again, I have the link for this travel box where you can get white incense. The automatic discount is applied just for y'all in the description box below. I hope y'all have a great day. Let me know what your summer scents have been, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.